chic, luxuriosa. It was very dangerous.
What kind of
drugs.
danger? Huh?
Drugs. You know, I make a lot of energy in my show. Hypnotism show.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson come in France, and Céline Dion. You know, in France, people who win lotto.
In Korea aussi.
all
Korea
crazy.
aussi. Yeah.
And they are sad, and they are alone, and people go for them to take the money.
Yes.
And they don't know how to deal with the money. They change their life. So you are very alone.
De Montmartre à Notre-Dame, un monde entier sommeille. Un premier rayon de soleil illumine.
This is very traditional Korean restaurant.
Fait crème, on se remet
My husband.
de la
Yes.
veille.
Nice to meet you.
Il
Nice to meet you.
So how was your day? It was a long day.
Yes, because I finished my book just before I do the dedicating. And so I finished my book in the car.
Really? Oh my
and,
god.
In the toilet. And,
In the toilet.
Between two dedicating,
Oh
always
my.
I finish the book because they have to. There is a limit with today. So
Which book? The next book?
no, the next. The one who will be published on the October 1st October 2026.
So this is a new book.
A new book, yes.
cool.
Oh my god.
And there is a book of last year with the voice of the tree, and this is a new one with about time of the lion.
Time of the Lion?
Lion.
Lying,
Lion?
where everybody, there is a lot of people who don't say the truth.
Lying.
Lion.
거짓말.
Hello, it's video.
Yes, this is video. This is video also. That is a video too.
Okay.
Over there.
It's a TV show,
My show.
and so I can speak with that. But you will have all the noises of the food, no?
No,
you,
no,
you
it's
will
okay.
let it? So I have to take care of what I say.
That's okay.
No,
That's
we'll
okay because
cut
we
it.
will.
We'll edit it.
Do you like this kind of food?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
of
can
course.
taste also that.
Oh, yes, yes,
막걸리.
Makali, I know.
Rice
I do
wine.
my own movie. Not my movie, I do my own picture.
자, 베르나르.
I never
Celebrate.
worked so much of all my life today.
Oh, why?
Because I have
Tired?
to, no, it was correction. You know?
Ah.
I have to make sure correction 150 pages, and I change every sentence.
Oh my.
So it was complex.
But it's done now.
Yes, but it's not well done. But it's done.
But it's done. So it's sent. It is already sent.
Yes, already sent.
그럼 센터에서
Okay.
congratulations. 넘어갔으면 어쩔 수 없어 이제. It's done.
병수.
Yeah, Konsu, Bernard.
Bills.
병수. We call him Beyonce.
Beyoncé? Why?
Si on prononce Beyoncé, c'est Beyoncé.
Beyoncé?
Oui, Beyoncé.
Easier to pronounce.
You dance, you song? You make music a little?
Yeah.
So we just talk casually, but we don't have any
No
topics.
politics, no sex.
No.
아니 그냥 only no politic.
Et toi, tu parles français?
Oui, on parle tout français, c'est pour ça
Tu
qu'on
parles
est là.
français aussi?
Et il était oui, pendant quelques années.
C'est 10 ans.
10 ans.
10 ans.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais comme métier?
J'ai étudié
Dessin?
ouais, à Versailles.
Toi, t'as une galerie.
Oui,
Donc vous avez travaillé ensemble?
on a travaillé ensemble. Oui, ça fait 3 ans qu'on a fait une exposition. C'était son première exposition avec moi.
Mhm.
And you understand what to speak?
Yeah.
Then every
Not
Quand-
everything.
French, non?
Quand je parle français, c'est OK pour toi? difficile. Je prefer English.
Yes.
And so, your publishing house, how is it?
It's been so-so. Not very
No,
well, but it's
you
been
just-
so-so.
It's
자, 우리-
difficult because there is less people who are reading.
Oh,
Right,
she's
right.
waiting for the 저기 뭐 explanation.
Oh, really?
Maybe 이거 설명해 주려고 기다리는 거야.
이거 뱃살.
또 민어.
이게
아,
여기
오케이.
뱃살, 여기는 약간 뱃살 밑에 꼬리살.
저희가 이렇게
흰맛이
지어서
나라, 흰맛이.
너무 맛있어. You know 맛있어. It's delicious. 맛있어.
In Korean?
Yes.
Yeah, Magisto.
맛있어.
That's it?
Actually, my daughter and her daughter went to Canada for a year and they came back. I want him to go to Paris next year and
Next
stay
year.
there for at least 1 year or 2.
You want to stay in Paris?
Not me, but my son and my husband.
And how many times you want you to stay in Paris?
Maybe every vacation.
Every year?
준이 he wants it.
June doesn't want it because
On n'a pas demandé.
but he likes soccer, playing soccer. So we're just like
In French?
yes. You know, when you go to France, you can see the
The
French
match.
My home is just near Parc des Princes.
뭐
And I see only
여기
one
좀 되나?
match. But it was.
You're not a big fan. You're not a big fan of soccer.
Not at all. You go to soccer to see a big show.
Big match.
A match.
We try all the time, but we cannot buy the tickets.
Even in Korea,
Yes, it's really hard.
I am near this big stadium, and I hear the people, and it's so noisy that the windows.
Oh, really?
So I change the windows, but I am not really near. Let's say perhaps 500 meters, something like that.
Really close.
All the windows,
파리.
and also it's little dangerous
Why?
because there are, comment on dit, les hooligans,
난리치는
홀리간스.
and so the hooligans they cannot go in the stadium, so they stay in the street all along, and they fight with police. And so from my window, I see people who are
Running and screaming.
making war, and they are crying, and that's very brutal people. And every match, it's like manifestation, like a riot. But my quarter is a very nice quarter. There is all the richest people of France. They are in my quarter.
And do you recommend, like, educationally, you know,
You want
it's a
to be
very
educated?
safe town near Paris?
You look for a school?
Yes, school and safe town.
Near Paris?
Yes,
Or
or
in
in-
Paris?
말매종.
Both.
말매도?
Malmaison?
I have a house in Malmaison.
Oh, really?
I have 2 houses,
Mm-hmm.
and for my weekend I go to Malmaison.
Oh.
It's not exactly Malmaison, it's Rueil-Malmaison.
아,
어,
허일 말매도.
And also now it's Rueil-Malmaison. It's friends who say it's safer and a nice place.
Safer for.
But in France, it's not so safe than in Korea.
Of course.
Of course.
Time is complex because there are politics problems. There is nowhere where you can say it's like Korea. Korea, even you go to America, I think there's problem too.
Of course.
Even in England is dangerous now. Only Korea is safe.
This is only one country.
Maybe also Japan.
Yeah, also Japan. But Japan is Japan.
So I want him to go to public school.
Public school?
Yes.
Not public school in France.
Oh, really?
Really?
Perhaps in Malmaison. But my son go to public school in 16 arrondissement. Very cheap, luxurious. It was very dangerous.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of
drugs.
danger?
Drugs.
Drugs. Okay.
근데 준이 나이는 그런 나이가 아니잖아? 준 is very young.
No, his son is also very young. You mean?
14.
Yes, he's very young.
I have one 34.
Yes. Older
Who is
one.
writer who don't sell easily books, and another 14, and I have a little daughter of 8 next week.
그러니까 it's like 준이도 그렇잖아.
10.
10.
Young is 10,
And 13.
only 2.
Maybe 3 soon.
Just think about that. He need more alcohol.
T'aimes bien cette makgeolli? C'est bon?
J'aime bien être avec vous.
Ah, how was your 1 year? Because it has been 1 year we met
Right,
at your hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20, 25. Lot of things happen. You know, I make a lot of energy in my show, hypnotism show.
Yeah.
And I have a new producer who is a big one. He is a producer also of when Rolling Stone or even before Michael Jackson come in France and Celine Dion. And so he make my show more professional.
Do you
And
like
so in France the same problem. Books are going down. So it's a new job. I like it, yes, because I invent all the product. I make people go, like with meditation, they go in their past life. They like it. And I make big theater. More big. The maximum for the moment is 2,000 people. But I stop at 2,000 because I think that I cannot do more. There is big theater of 5,000, but I think it's really
Too big.
Too big to
To connect.
Right.
No,
At the same time.
to connect. I can do that.
Yeah.
Really?
But why you think 2,000 is enough? Concentration.
You have to solve them. If you don't solve the places, you lose money. It's
Then
a
how
business.
often do you do it?
35 times by year.
35.
그러면은
That's a lot.
거의
So-
3번, 4번 하는
그러네.
거네.
So
But
almost every week, right? Almost. That's a lot of energy.
yeah, but it's very fun. And it's living experience. Because when I write a book, it's I don't know what the reaction of the
그래요.
people hear the story. But I can see them love. I can see them
On live, yeah.
crying. A lot of people are crying because I bring them in the childhood. With it's very emotively. When I come to the stage, I don't know what will happen. I say. I hope I will succeed, but I'm not sure.
Every seance is new inspiration or is it repeat?
There is slides, images, and music, and there is tree meditation. So there is a conductor. I know here I have to say that and that, but it's not exactly the same word, but it's the same experience. What is different is the reaction of the people.
And you improvise.
Yeah, improvise. And sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm bad. But I try to do the minimum. The first sentence is, I don't know what you think it is, but it is something else. So all the show is a surprise.
Right.
C'est la peine qu'on ne peut pas expérimenter en coréenne, ici en Corée avec toi.
Yesterday I tried in English.
Really? And it works?
English. Right.
What?
It works?
I start with little meditation. It's a journalist who asked for that. And it works.
Really?
But Korean are very different than French people. Usually, the experience was to send her, it was a girl, in her childhood. And I say, what's the best moment of your childhood? And she say, I see the scene, the moment. It's a moment I'm 5 years old, I am with a friend, and my mother say, you have to get out, you have to come back home. And she say, I want to stay with my friend. And the mother say, you don't decide, I decide for you. And it was surprising. I say, it's the best moment of your childhood. But I think Koreans have a lot of pressure on the childhood. A lot of more than French.
Not only in childhood. When we are adults, we have a lot of pressure.
Yeah. It's more easy to do me French.
You know why performing in Korea is very difficult? Korean people are always suspicious.
Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly, right? 항상 의심을 해. Very suspicious.
Korean people want to control everything.
Of course.
And what I tell to them
They
is
don't surrender.
relax and just hear my voice, and I will show you a new way. Trust in me, I will bring you in a new place which is very interesting. So you have to don't control the traveling, the Odyssey, and you have to be. You know, even when I ask the people who think of they will have past life, or who trust in reincarnation, just a few. In France, when I ask who trust in reincarnation, it's more than 60%.
Really?
Here, it's about 20.
Really? Because we have this culture of Buddhist in our
I know.
culture, so we are naturally believers of incarnation.
At school, you learn to control everything and to be scientific and to be serious.
Yeah, most people don't believe such things.
You know, even if they are Catholic or Christian or Buddhist or Shamanist, they are first Korean and they want to control.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the moment I see
어머!
Wow.
you going better. Thank you.
맛있지?
That's
안
Korean.
좋아하니까 하나 끓여, 우리 끓여.
That's Korean mom style.
국물 두 개만 끓여. 하나만.
This restaurant closes at 10 p.m. But for you,
일단 나 편집할게요.
Many people eat very soon. They eat at 6 o'clock.
yes, and close very early.
when I come in Korea,
아니야.
I receive
때는
so much
없어야지.
good feeling from everybody. They come, they look at me, they look at me as
Love
if I
you.
am important.
You are.
Well, they look at me, oh, and I think I must be somebody important because they look at me all with this kind of face. You know, I think it's just my job is artisanal. I make little things who is working, the story, and that's difference with it. They look at you if I do something very important. Okay, I tell nice stories. So it makes me bizarre, wild. I think if you are not prepared, it can make people crazy.
If you are not
Prepared
prepared.
to this kind of experience. I was lucky. It was step by step. But if somebody suddenly has a literature prize
Right.
or a big success, suddenly,
Like stars, like I mean,
yeah,
actors or
yeah.
pop
For
stars.
if you are not prepared, if your parents don't explain what will happen, it makes them crazy.
Right.
Or they take drugs, they take alcohol, they go with the wrong people who just want the money, and there is a moment where they are just alone and with the money and with the celebrity, and in the head is not good. We are not prepared to success.
Right.
School doesn't say one day you will be a bestseller. Never. They just say one day you will go to unemployment, and then you are space paper to write.
To be.
But they don't say, oh, you could be a bestseller with a lot of people who are reading you, a lot of money, a lot of everything. Oh, nobody, and I cannot speak with other people because, so I can speak of that only with other bestsellers.
Oh, right.
Because the others are jealous. They say, why
Right.
him and not me? And they look at you and say, oh, you are so much lucky. But they don't give you good vibes. So you are very alone. I think for singers and actors, they say,
Right.
we are not prepared to success. Or you are.
I am.
Yeah, no.
I am really ready.
Yeah.
Because I saw my father
Doing that
step by step. So I see the whole
the story
the
paints
stage
you.
and everything. So
Est-ce qu'il y avait tout le temps de solitude after?
Before I was alone, but I read books.
Yeah.
When you read books, you're never alone.
Oh wow.
You can deal with loneliness when you read books.
Et après?
What is very surprising is when there is thousands of people and you come back in your hotel room and you are alone and you look at the television.
And there's some larmes qui coulent.
No. You say, so much love, why don't stay? So, even when I do my show, people want to touch me, they want to be near me, and I see that. And they, oh, Mr. And it's grateful. I appreciate this moment. But I come back alone in my room.
And you have some ritual? Est-ce que tu as un rituel, tout ça, pour gérer tout?
Non.
Non, ça va?
Non. Avant, je regardais la télévision
Oui.
pour me laver l'esprit. Il y a un moment aussi, je buvais de l'alcool le soir, comme ça. Mais d'habitude, je ne bois pas. I don't drink alcohol. I think you could be mad with this. You know, in France, people who win lotto.
Oh, in Korea aussi.
All crazy.
Yeah.
And they are sad, and they are alone, and people go for them to take the money,
Yes.
and they don't know how to deal with the money. They change their life.
But I'm so ready to win a lotto.
You are ready?
I will not break it myself.
So you have to say, Me, I'm ready. Not the one who
I'm ready.
to be rich is a mind.
Right.
Comment dire? C'est une configuration d'esprit. It's a way
그냥-
of thinking. It's
Yes,
a way of
yes,
thinking.
yes, yes.
사고
It's not
자체가
only to
그렇게
get
되는
money.
거지.
You can be rich without money, and you can be poor with money.
Right.
Yeah, right. So I say this experience to success is an experience which psychologically, if you are not strong, it can destroy you. My father said, you have to accept to lose money always, and it's not something very
Serious.
important, but you cannot win everywhere. You have to accept. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you lose, sometimes everything doesn't go well. It's time. And after you wait and things go better. I try to give this philosophy to my son also and my children. Sometimes you go well. It's like winter, and after winter there is spring. Sometimes winter during a long time.
Right. Long time. Are you in winter now?
I was in the
Spring?
winter. Oh, spring.
Spring is coming?
No,
It's coming?
it's coming.
Okay.
For you? You are in winter?
I was in winter.
In
Some while.
But what is important is that everybody be well as publisher, as writer, and the readers, and you, and we can probably
Yes.
wait.